The physics of baseball continues to be studied to crack the code on how players can be even more successful in the game. Dr. John Laird, a professor of astronomy and physics, is one of the newest researchers presenting his take on baseball physics.
Lots of things surprise me. I think the variations in the pitches, the control that the pitchers have, and the subtleties of what they do probably surprised me the most. I knew some of it, but I didn't realize to what extent.
Dr. Laird connected baseball to physics through a number of topics, including fielding ground balls, hitting, pitching, and the most interesting topic of them all, that knuckleball.
I was most interested in knuckleball. So to me that is so baffling that that ball would do that. And I played with one of the Negro brothers who were very famous for their knuckleball. So that was interesting to hear him talk about what made the knuckleball do what it does.
People describe it as fluttering or things like that, but it varies in position as it goes toward the plate. It's not so hard to understand why that happens because of the lack of rotation. But there is a very subtle force that makes it wiggle back and forth that still, I think, is not fully studied.
How difficult is it to hit that ball?
I don't know personally. I have to think it's extremely hard because of the amount of movement. It's very hard for catchers to catch, so it's got to be hard for hitters to hit.
The physics of hitting focuses on what surface the ball is bouncing off of. The better the surface, aka the bat, the better the hit. Physics terms aside, batters mainly focus on hitting the ball with the sweet spot on the bat.
Pretty much it was what was comfortable with you, and what length, suited your hands and grip, the diameter of the handle, the weight of the bat, and the length of the bat. Physics part of it? I don't think so. Not as far as the bat vibrating and having different nodes and sweet spot we heard of, but to know what that was exactly, no.
Now that the presentation is over with, Dr. Laird will go back to the drawing board, researching questions that were posed to him by a very intuitive baseball audience.
The ash versus maple bats and how well understood the difference between them is. Somebody raised the question of whether at some point we'll have to come up with a composite bat of some kind that would mimic ash if we start to run out of usable ash for bats. So I want to read more about that.